Hello and welcome to FountainFX on Thursday the 28th of August 2014. I didn't do a blog yesterday, Wednesday, because I was travelling all day, so apologies for that, but I'm back in Cape Town now, so hopefully we can get on with the blogs as per normal. And just really coming back to looking at the US dollar, there wasn't a lot of US dollar news yesterday, so you didn't really miss much in me not doing a blog. But today we've got some more news coming out, and as you can see, it's actually been quite positive for the US dollar. Their preliminary GDP figures are up from 3.9% to 4.2%, so that's quite a good strong growth. Signs of growth in the US economy. And at 4 o'clock today we are waiting for pending home sales. It's now 10 past 3 when I'm doing this recording. So it's still showing some strength on the US dollar. Now if we quickly flick over to the US dollar yen chart. So when we first start to look at the monthly chart of the US dollar yen, we can see that since 2007 it had a high of the 122.50 of the yen to the US dollar. Took a 5-year period to fall and collapse over the global recession period down to a low of just above the 74 yen to the US dollar, so it almost halved in value if you think about that. And then since September of 2012 the US dollar has been rallying quite strongly against the yen and has pushed all the way back up to over the 100 yen to the US dollar. So now we're at this level, and despite positive US dollar news, we can see that it looks like the momentum is starting to curve, it's starting to decline. Even though it's still pushing up, it's not pushing up with the same amount of speed or force with which it was previously doing in late 2012 and early 2013. So if we now flick through into a smaller time frame to take a closer look, we can see that since December of 2013, so pretty much for almost a year, it's been running sideways. Now possibly that's because it's trying to break through this high here at the 104.5, and therefore the positive news that we're getting on the US dollar at the moment, showing some US dollar strength, is hopefully sufficient to push it through and push it above this previous area of resistance and see if it breaks through. If we go down into the daily chart, then we can see that actually what's happening is that price has come back up into this previous area of high, this 104.15. It has pushed slightly above that, probably up to the 104.20, and it's turned and it's pulled back. So we are starting to see a bounce from this area of resistance, but what we want to see is that this is a continuation of this uptrend. So at the moment, if we are wanting to go long, we should be looking at a break of this counter trend as price pulls down. So we should be able to see, it'd be nice to see some more positive news coming out of the US economy and see if it's sufficient to then break through and create a higher high. For those of you, if we quickly flick back to the monthly chart, we will see that there's a previous high here of resistance right in the middle at the 108.50, and that will create another sort of roadblock or another barrier to price moving higher when should price get this far. So at the moment it's trying to break through the 105 areas. I'm just going to double check what that is. Hang on. Come on, show me. Right, the high was the 105.40, so it's trying to break to the 105.40 and then it'll push up to the 108.50. So that's really what we're looking at. I can't see that it's actually in a downtrend. It's certainly not pushing down. It's just like stalling in terms of its uptrend as it tries to break through these areas of resistance. And that's really it on the on the US dollar yen. If we go down to the 4-hour chart, we might be able to pick up an opportunity of where we should be looking to enter a trade. As we can see, price has been going sideways. It has pushed up into this high. So it may be a case of just looking at it to say, look, it's now pulled down into this previous low here. That might be a great opportunity to place a buy, especially as we're now starting to see dojis form. If you think this is 4 hours, each one of those dojis has taken 4 hours to form. So for the last 12 hours, price has gone sideways. We're stuck at the 103.75. It's not really moving too far. It has pushed down to this lower area down here, probably the 103.50. That's as low as it's got, but price is just pushing down, down and down. So we can put ourselves a nice trend line running down there. We might want to put it a bit tighter than that because it does seem to have pushed down lower, so it may be a case that we want to show a slightly tighter trend line there. And so therefore what we'd be looking for is a nice break of this trend line, and if we get a break of it, a break above, then that would give us a nice confirmation signal to buy, with a view that price will then have the momentum to push up and hopefully break through this high of the 104.20 area, and we take price as it continues in this uptrend. So that's really it from FountainFX. That's a quick analysis of the US dollar yen. We will chat to you tomorrow, and happy trading and all the very best. Bye bye.